Hi everyone, our learning intention for this session is to inquire into our information report topic. So the way we've structured inquiry in week 9 is to actually support your research for your information report in literacy. So our success criteria is to identify the topic of your information report, describe the connection to inquiry learning, analyze past inquiry learning, and reflect on what information you are missing for your report. So today you should have already done some brainstorming around your chosen topic for your information report. Okay, so for example, my chosen topic is cultural stereotyping of Aboriginal peoples. And I've created a brainstorm around the different ideas that I have already on this topic. So that is negative stereotypes such as criminal behavior. The media only focuses on negative stories when reporting on Aboriginal peoples. Most Aboriginal peoples live in a city or around a city. However, the media mostly shows Aboriginal peoples in the outback. And these cultural stereotypes have a historical origin linked to the way the British treated the Aboriginal peoples. So these are the main topics I want to cover in my information report. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to take out your brainstorm that you created during your writing session. So you have it next to you and ready to go for this inquiry session. Have a read through your brainstorm and think, is there more information that I could add to it? So even if you might not end up using it in your actual report, when we brainstorm, we write everything that we know about a topic, even if we are not 100% sure about a certain idea. Okay, awesome. So once you have got this and you're ready to go, so hopefully you've paused this video, you've identified your learning, and now you're ready to move on to the next part. We're going to go through the third step of the success criteria, which is analyze past inquiry learning. So the reason why we got you to choose an inquiry topic is because when we write an information report, it's really important that we have some prior knowledge and it's not completely brand new. Okay, so before we go off and research the internet about our chosen topic, we're actually going to make the most of our inquiry learning to help us with our information report. Okay, so on the task slide, I've got the different learning intentions that could help you with your research. Okay, so what you can do is you can read each learning intention and think, could this help me with my information report? So if I have a look through the different ones, I can see one that says to become aware of cultural stereotypes that exist in our society. Okay, so I'm going to click on that learning intention, and that is going to take me to the inquiry lesson for that topic. So inquiry week 6. And what we're going to do now is you're actually going to re-watch the videos, reread the information, so it can help you with your information report. Because the first time you did this, you might have missed something and you probably didn't think about it the way you would think about it now. Okay, so already I can see that there is a definition of cultural stereotyping, and you can use the same definition into your information report. I would just strongly encourage you to use the paraphrasing skill, which we've developed in reading, when you transfer the information into your own information report. Okay, now if I scroll through, I can see that there's a video on Black Lives Matter. Okay, I'm going to watch this video and think, is there something in the video that I could write about in my information report? If I keep going, I can now see that there are some examples of cultural stereotypes that, again, I will maybe want to mention in my information report. Okay. So essentially what we are doing is we're going through what we have learned, because there is so much information here that will most definitely help you with your inquiry topic. Okay. However, you can't just brush through the slides. You actually need to redo the slides as if you are learning this for the very first time. Have your notepad or learning book ready to go so you can write dot points as you are listening to information. Okay, so let's see what that would look like. I'm going to play this video and see if there's anything I can add. Excuse me, there's no sound.
A history of racial violence. Our country is still contending with, a past that included many things that were talked about in the 1619 Project.
Okay, so all of this helps us understand why there are so many police killings in the US and why so few police officers ever face charges. But why are so many more of the people being killed Black Americans? It's a really complex issue that's affected by a lot of things.
This comes from a history of racial violence. Our country is still.
Okay, so the very first dot point that I can actually write down is that the racism towards Black people in America stems from a racial history. Okay, so I learned from the video that the racism towards Black people in America stems from the history. Let's have another look.
Why are so many more of the people being killed Black Americans? It's a really complex issue that's affected by a lot of things.
This comes from a history of racial violence. Our country is still.
Okay, and I'm just going to change that. It's racial violence. Okay. So I might choose to add that to my brainstorm. So maybe I can use it later on. When you come to the reflection section, it's really important to reflect on your learning because that is going to indicate to you the progress you have made this session. But if you don't reflect, then you don't really get the opportunity to use your metacognition and to think about what you've done. So let me go back to the correct lesson reflection. So the reflection for this session is, what do I still need to research about? Create a list of ideas. So the inquiry learning might not give you everything you need. So you need to evaluate, okay, based on my brainstorm, what else do I still need to do more research about? And maybe underline or highlight those points so you can focus on them in your future research.